The homeless live like this every single day. But you know what? It's not a living. It's surviving. It's just existing.
Danielle, how was it like for you when you were homeless and having to be out on the streets, not sure if you were going to be able to get into a shelter, and scared that some man was going to attack you or assault you or rape you? What was that like?
Very scary, very lonely, very frustrating and stressful.
You're not homeless anymore?
No.
No. How long has it been since you have some shelter now?
It's been since April 1st of this year.
Okay.
It's barely since April 1st, and by the grace of God, and I work at a place where somebody actually came into my work and they were looking for somebody that needed to be living in an apartment. And I said, well, I need one. I'm staying in a shelter now. And he says, well, that's not, he goes, well, what? He goes, well, how many kids do you have? And I told him 4. And he says, how much can you afford? And I told him, no more than 1,000. No more than 1,000. And now I live in Long Beach, and I work right down the street from where I live.
Do you ever have a fear that you go back?
Yeah. I pray every day that it doesn't happen to me again. I don't want to put my kids through that, and I don't want to put myself through that emotionally again, because emotionally it really kills you inside. You just...
You know what I want to thank you for, Danielle? I want to thank you for walking and doing this with me, because I have to admit, when we were doing this together and we were walking out there together, you seemed hardened and seemed totally distant from it. And I didn't know that it was still so raw inside of you. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but I'm proud of you, and I'm proud that you're on the right track with your life. And I want to thank you for doing this, because I could not have done it by myself.
It's hard.
I could have not. And you kept me strong that day. Okay? Okay, give me a hug. Thank you. We'll be right back. Up next, homeless, jobless, and no way to support her children.
I never imagined myself in this situation. It's something that you don't prepare for, that you never imagine.
Will she ever be able to land on her feet? Today we're going inside the epidemic of homelessness and how it can happen to you. Now, my next guest is a single mom named Ashley, and she's only 23 years old, and she and her 2 children have been living on the streets for months. And like Danielle, who escorted me through Skid Row, and probably like a lot of you, Ashley never thought that she'd end up homeless either.
Ashley seemed like a typical mother of 2.
We had a big house, a nice backyard, nice cars, just the fairy tale that I always wanted. I lost my job. Just one little thing, you start getting behind on your bills, and you don't have a large savings account to back you up. We started losing one thing after another. The last straw was we lost our house. We lost our beautiful dream home. I never imagined myself in this situation. It's something that you don't prepare for, that you never imagine.
She is among the homeless, and Ashley has had to resort to some desperate measures.
I have to spend the night in the car sometimes, and just moving from place to place. It's hard. It's really hard on the kids. We would just, keep our day as busy as we could and for as long as we could, so that it was only a short period of time that we were in the vehicle. So I'm constantly, every day, looking for something better for us, and I think that's been the best way we've survived so far.
Ashley, how does somebody that had this whole beautiful white picket fence, you had a pool, you had a puppy, you had that life that everybody wants, how do you go from that to being homeless?
We had used our whole savings, and we moved to Las Vegas, and my fiance and I, after about 2 months, I was on my own, and I just started getting behind. I couldn't afford the daycare. It was $300 a week. A few months later, I ended up showing up on Monday at work with my kids because I had no place to take them. And my employer was just pretty cold to me and just told me that that was unacceptable and I had to pack my things. And
I lost my job, and it was just a downward spiral. Like from there, like I just kept losing everything. Like it was out of control. I couldn't do anything. I had no family to help me, no friends, nobody to, nobody to rely on but us.
And how do you live now? Do you live in a shelter?
We live in a shelter.
And what's it like for your kids?
It's terrible. I have a 4-year-old and a 7-month-old, and my 4-year-old, she doesn't understand. She's always asking me why don't we have a house? And
I know that you put a happy face on for your kids.
Yeah, I do.
But then at night,
I try not to break down in front of them. That's how we survive, is I just make it seem like it's okay no matter what's going on. I always make it seem like it's okay, and then they're okay with it.
And then at night you say you cry yourself to sleep?
Almost every night.
Do you ever feel like giving up, like just...
I felt like giving up plenty of times.
What keeps you fighting?
My kids. I have 2 beautiful girls I'm trying to set an example for, and that's why I do it. I don't think if I had them, I don't even think I would be here. So I would have gave up a long time ago.
And you're fighting for your babies.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I understand that you have some good news for us, though.
I just found out that I got hired at a really great job, and I start on Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I know that starting a new job can be a little overwhelming, so we got a couple of things for you to give you some help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let me tell you what we got. You're saying you're welcome already. I'm saying thank you already.
Thank you.
To freshen up your wardrobe, because you have to look a certain way. When you go to work, we got a $500 gift certificate from Ross for some clothes.
Thank you.
And we also got a prepaid, and we got a prepaid cell phone from PhoneDog.com, and there's 6 months of free service, so you can call work. I'm running late, hopefully not, but we have that for you. And also, somebody's got to watch your kids while you're getting back to work, so we've got some child care for you, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How does that feel?
It feels great.
But that's not all. We have one more special something for you, a surprise. So come on out here, Matt Coffin. Matt Coffin is the president and founder of LowerMyBills.com.
Nice to meet you.
So tell us what you got, Matt.
So what we have is I run a company called LowerMyBills.com, and basically our job is to help people. We know how tough it is for people to make ends meet and to exist month to month, week to week. So when I heard Ashley's story and understood the tough things that you were going through, and Tyra called us, we wanted to help, which is really what we're all about. And so what we want to do is give you $12,500 in cash to get back on your feet.
You should hug him, too. He's the one giving it to you.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And $12,500 is a lot of money. If you use it right, it can really help you get on track. That is like a blessing and a gift that he's giving. What does that feel like?
Oh my God, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
Thank you so much.
This is going to help you get a house, get somewhere to live, and bring your babies home to.
Thank you.
Use it to get a roof over your head that you feel great about, and it's a great place for you and your beautiful daughters to live.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
Up next, what no child should ever have to experience.
I never thought it was gonna be this bad, all this. I was thinking like house to house, different friends.
Walking down here, I don't know if I'm gonna get shot, stabbed.
As you've seen so far, it's hard enough for adults to survive on Skid Row. Now imagine what it's like for a child. Franklin and Egypt were the first kids that I met when I was on the street, and their brother and sister. They've been homeless since they were 10 and 7 years old.
When we play, we just play like on the side of the building with a ball.
We play football, basketball, Barbies, just regular kid stuff.
They seem like regular kids, but 15-year-old Franklin and his sister, 13-year-old Egypt, are a couple of teenagers living on Skid Row.
I've been homeless for the half of my life.
I never thought it was gonna be this bad, all this. I was thinking like house to house, different friends.
Walking down here, I don't know if I'm gonna get shot, stabbed, or anything.
When most teens are fighting adolescent growing pains, Franklin and his sister are fighting for their lives.
I really can't count how many dead bodies I've seen. Once you see enough dead bodies, you get immune to it. It bothers you at first, but yeah. When I came down here, this is the first time I've ever seen someone get stabbed before, and seen someone overdose with a needle in their arm. All this crack smoke.